Hey guys, Yonko Hunter here. I hope you guys are having a good day. Today I'm going to be talking about chapter 981. So I'm going to start off with the more important stuff, and I think it's really crazy that Marco came back. And there's a lot of parallels between Marco and King here because both Marco and King knocked the Big Mom pirates and their ship down off the waterfall. And so I think it's really possible that later in the arc Marco might fight King, and that'd be really cool to see because they're both first Yonko commanders. I'm not really sure who's stronger. They're also both, their devil fruits are flying, so I think there's a lot of parallels there. I would also want to see Zoro as well fight someone like King, because I think he needs to grow on this arc. It's his arc, really. This has been hyped up since basically Thriller Bark, so it's important that Zoro grows here, because if he wants to be able to be the right-hand man of the future Pirate King, he has to be able to take out at least a Yonko first commander here if Luffy's going to attack someone like Kaido. Also, I think it's weird that just Marco's here, so it's probably not just him. I think it's very possible that the other Whitebeard pirates are here to back him up, because he can probably rally them and help out. And I know a lot of the Whitebeard pirates support Luffy and the Straw Hats after what happened at Marineford, especially with Ace dying, and they want to be there for him. So it'd be really cool to see other commanders there and other Whitebeard pirates, because I think they could really turn the tide, especially with a lot more soldiers, because the Whitebeard pirates and their allies, they total, what was it, 50 ships or 50 crews, so they can really turn the tide, and they might even have more forces than Kaido. In the end, I really hope that Marco plays a big role in this arc, and also I hope that he's improved a lot over the time skip and gotten a lot stronger, maybe verging on the level of Admiral, and it'd be really cool to see him take out Kaido maybe as a group effort, or maybe King or another strong commander. In terms of Scratchman Apu, he's still really strong, but I don't think he's as strong as he was portrayed in chapter 980, because in chapter 980 he was basically portrayed to be the strongest supernova and maybe stronger than like an admiral, because he was basically one-shotting or two-shotting Zoro and Luffy. I think Scratchman Apu didn't really live up to the hype that he is portrayed as in chapter 980, because in this chapter we get to see how his power works, and to be honest, he's not as strong as we thought, but still, he's pretty strong. He's definitely not one of the weaker supernovas, and he can do some serious damage as we saw in chapter 980. I think now with the fact that he can only damage people if they can hear him, that could kind of be abused, because someone could wear earplugs or earmuffs or something to silence him out, and then he can't really do anything to them. But I think if someone was to fight him without earmuffs or some sort of protection, then every time he does an attack, they're going to have to cover their ears, and that's going to prevent them from doing their own attack. So it's a pretty good counter. It's both defense and offense. But at the same time, I don't think he's anywhere near what we thought, which was that he was probably one of the strongest supernova, and there's definitely a good counter for him. He only seems strong if you don't know how to counter him, and Kid did some pretty significant damage, even though Scratchman Apu was able to retaliate and hit Kid back. With how things are going now, I think it'd be very reasonable to see Kid and Apu duke it out, and especially because of how powerful we see Apu being now, I think it'd make sense for a Kid to do that. And if he emerges victorious, then he could go on to fight Kaido as well. In this chapter, we also got to see one of the numbers, and although they are strong, they're a bit weaker than I expected or hoped they'd be. I thought they'd be maybe, 4th Yonko commander level or so, but they seemed really underwhelming to me in this chapter. Even though Hacha, he tried to do something to Kid, he couldn't really hit him, and I think that even if he did, he wouldn't do too much significant damage. Kid said that he looked a bit bigger than a giant, but it wasn't like a crazy difference. So I think they're a bit underwhelming right now. I'd like to see more out of them in the future, because I really want to see a big confrontation between the numbers and maybe the samurai forces, because it wouldn't be too interesting to see the supernovas fight them, but I think if there was like a big group battle with the numbers, maybe some of the gifters and the headliners against the samurai, it'd be a really cool exchange to see. And also we could get lots of action in either 1v1 fights or maybe 2v2 2v3 fights, because there probably isn't enough time for everyone to get a 1v1 fight in this arc. There's just too many characters at play. And speaking of the other side of Wano, it was kind of interesting to see how Chopper saw Big Mom and Big Mom saw Chopper, because Chopper's in really big trouble here. I mean, he did manage to somewhat block one of Big Mom's attacks in Monster Point during Whole Cake Island, but besides that, he's really screwed if Big Mom goes after him. So it's possible that all the samurai and that part of the alliance will just team up on Big Mom, and it'd be cool to see just a giant group battle with all the samurai, Sanji, Carrot, Nami, a bunch of the Straw Hats against Big Mom, because obviously none of them are going to take her down in like a small group. It's going to be all of them. And if it was, maybe 50 of them against Big Mom and they managed to win, that'd be really important, because Kaido still needs to be taken down. So 2 emperors that's a big threat. And I think because Big Mom's by herself right now, it's going to be pretty easy to pick her off, especially with this many forces. Whereas someone like Kaido, he's in his mansion, and they have to go through Yonko commanders, headliners, gifters, flying 6 members to get to him. So it's going to be a lot harder to take him out. On Kaido's side of things, there seems to be a lot of beef in between the members, because Queen, he wants to take out one of the flying 6, and that's going to leave a spot open for one of the headliners or whoever takes him out to fill that spot. And also, Who's Who, he's searching for Yamato, because Kaido said whoever brought Yamato back could challenge one of the calamities for a position as one of the calamities. And so he's competing with Sasaki, and I think they might have a bit of beef there. It's to do with Yamato. We really don't know much about him yet. And I remember in chapter 979, I think it was, people were speculating that he was a person in the shadows. So it seems to be that he isn't really that strong at all. I mean, he might be a bit strong, but I don't think he's as strong as someone like Kaido, for example. And he really likes to hide, obviously, because they have to find him. So, he might be some sort of trickster person. He was seen with I think it was Robin and Jinbei, so he might get in a skirmish with them, but I don't think he's going to be one of the major players in this arc. Even though Big Mom saw Chopper, I think there is a possibility that she doesn't really recognize him, because she lost her memory at first, and then when she was going along with Chopper and the crew, after that, she forgot she regained her memory, but it's possible that she forgot everything in between, and she doesn't even recognize him. So that would let Chopper get away, and it would be maybe like a funny gag moment, but for the most part, I think Big Mom is probably going to attack Chopper, and if she sees the other Straw Hats, I think she is, because during Whole Cake Island, she saw Chopper, but it was in Monster Point, whereas the other Straw Hats, when she was attacking the ship, when she was mad about the wedding cake, she was just going straight after the Straw Hats, and she saw them. So Chopper, because he has many different forms, she probably doesn't recognize Chopper as he is. Overall, I really like this chapter, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I think it set up a lot of cool potential fights, and I really hope to see Marco in action and potentially the rest of Whitebeard's crew, because I've been waiting since pretty much episode 500 or Marineford to see them in action, and I want to see how much they've grown. Thank you all for watching the video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.